Emerson. Today is Thursday, April 4th, and on today's show, we have Bri Baxter's exclusive interview with Derek Cianfrance, director of A Place Beyond the Pines.
Plus, Bianca Buono shows us the Barre Technique, and I think with that one, I'm in for a doozy. Doozy is the word I'm allowed to use on TV. Other words in my head. But no, it's going to be a great workout. Yeah. I'm Joshua Sackon.
And I'm Megan Mitchell. Welcome to Good Morning Emerson.
Bit of an emotional workout at Rutgers. That school actually losing the coach of their men's basketball team, Mike Rice.
Right, and it actually was very much questioned at first, you know, why was he getting the boot? But it turns out because a video just came out showing him throwing basketballs at his players during practice, kicking them, you know, pushing them around.
Verbally abusive. You can see from the video, you know, Rice is known for being a boisterous guy. That's not uncommon in college and professional basketball for a coach to be like that. But a lot of people saying maybe he went too far in this situation.
Yeah.
And we actually want to bring in our sports guru, Anthony Chase, a little earlier today. To kind of talk about this. Anthony, thanks for joining us for this. What's your take on the situation?
Well, Josh, timing is everything, and it's not that Mike Rice was fired, it was when he was fired. The athletic director of Rutgers, Tim Pernetti, actually found out about this video back in December. He reviewed it, and he fined Mike Rice $50,000 and suspended him for 3 games. But that was it. It was only until the story broke on national media outlets and local media outlets that people gave him negative feedback and that action was actually taken to fire Mike Rice.
Now, he's had 3 seasons at the school, and he's had an overall record of 44 wins, 51 losses. I don't think that's very good. They performed poorly in the Big East.
Yeah, big time letdown.
Yeah, you know, I'm so curious as to how Rutgers, the PR, the public image of Rutgers is going to be affected by this.
Well, they had a $58 million athletic program. It's almost one of those situations where they thought it was too big to fail. They kind of had to take the cover-up route on this one. But I commend the media for this. I commend journalism in general for helping this come about and to fire Mike Rice, because without it being broadcast, people wouldn't really know about it.
All right. Well, Anthony, thanks for joining us a little earlier than we normally get to see you for this. It's a lousy situation.
It really is.
What can I say?
People, I think, are just taking so much, or I think that they're putting too much effort into these things. I think it's just a game. You have to really think about it like that. And
it is. But it's like Anthony was saying. Part of it just comes down to that's the way a lot of these institutions work.
Right.
They wouldn't fly at a D2 or a D3 school.
It wouldn't. You know what? It shouldn't even fly in a high school situation. But it's now time for our news stories with Tamara. So let's see what she has for us today.
Thanks, guys. North Korea's threats are driving the U.S. into action. A statement from the Department of Defense late yesterday announced they will be sending a land-based missile defense system into Guam.
The actions they've taken over the last few weeks present a real and clear danger and threat to the interests, certainly, of our allies.
North Korea is threatening to aim missile launches at the U.S., but observers are skeptical North Korea's technology is advanced enough to deliver a nuclear warhead by missile. The defense system will be employing in the upcoming weeks. Smokers pack away those pennies. The tobacco tax in Massachusetts will soon be rising. House and Senate leaders pooled together ideas and came up with a potential solution to the MBTA deficit on Tuesday. The $500 million plan will raise taxes on smokeless tobacco, cigarettes, and cigars, while also raising the state gas tax by 3 cents. That increase may seem high to some, but Governor Deval Patrick's initial plan reached a $1.9 billion tax hike. The plan is structured to improve transportation for all parts of the Commonwealth instead of impacting just one area of the state. John Connolly may not be the only city councilor with eyes on Mayor Menino's seat. 10,000 Boston residents received a letter from City Councilor Felix Arroyo saying he is seriously considering running for mayor of Boston. The letter requested recipients to help Arroyo reach the $1 million he says he will need for the race. The 33-year-old has served as an at-large member of Boston City Council since 2010, and those who know him best say he's in politics for the right reasons.
He really believes that once you see a problem and you're aware of this problem, you have a choice as a person, and you can either choose to keep doing what you're doing and leave the problem as is, or you can choose to be part of the solution.
Confirmed candidates can begin applying for nomination papers on April 17th, and the final election is scheduled for November 5th. The United States National General Assembly is fighting back against terrorism. The first UN treaty to regulate international arms trade was approved on Tuesday, a measure that will keep weapons out of the hands of terrorists and organized crime. The international treaty will regulate $60 billion of the global arms trade, but some groups like the United States NRA disagree with the Council's decision.
We are not going to submit American freedoms to these globalist vultures that will reduce American freedom to a hollow shell.
Supporters expect the treaty to prevent dangerous weapon transfers. Each country will now begin regulating all weapons of ammunition covered at the convention. And those are today's news stories. Time to send it back to our hosts, Josh and Megan.
Thanks, Tamara. If Boston can raise billions of dollars in taxes, what kind of improvements do you think we'll see in public transportation?
Well, the great thing about this tax hike in general is that it's very dynamic. So it will probably help the MBTA fix repairs on trains and on tracks that they need, but at the same time, it's going to suburban areas and fixing highways and just really helping the state in general.
All right, and Tammy, obviously a lot of tension right now in East Asia. What message is the United States trying to send to Korea?
The United States, in my opinion, has always been, the type of country that you don't really mess around with because we are obviously very advanced in technology. So I think we're just trying to send the leader the message that if he continues to threaten us, we're going to keep putting more pressure on them.
Great, thanks for that, Tammy. Well, switching gears, we're going to head over to sports, bring back Anthony Chase, because unlike the top of the show, there's actually some good news in the sports world, especially if you're a Bruins fan. Anthony?
That's right, Josh. The NHL trade deadline is over, and the Bruins have made their move. Dallas forward Jaromir Jagr has arrived in Boston. The 41-year-old is the scoring leader among active players. The Bruins capitalized on their need for a good frontman and are satisfied with Jagr's level of play this late into his career. He could be helping out with Lucic's role at left wing. Lucic once met Jagr when he was 10 years old. He stated that he was looking forward to playing with, quote, a legend like Jagr. The Sox and Yankees returned for round 2 in the Bronx last night. Clay Buchholz was on the mound for Boston, hoping to start his 2013 campaign off with a win. And here is Jackie Bradley Jr. getting this one to go to center. That would be his first major league hit, and it's a big one. Sox go up by 4 in the 3rd inning. Later on, Yankees staging a comeback. Here's Vernon Wells with a 3-run shot to left. But it's no good, as the Sox would eventually improve to 2-0 for the first time since '99. Kevin Garnett's return is said to be imminent, though he did not play last night. Coach Doc Rivers identified the injury as a bone spur, stating that the Celtics veteran would have played were it a playoff game. Following the 2-week timeline that the C's gave him, Garnett may return as soon as Friday, but the Celtics need all the help they can get to stay ahead of the Milwaukee Bucks if they hope to earn a better playoff berth this season. If they're going to get beyond the first round, they need a healthy KG. Last night, Boston took on a team with arguably even more problems, the Detroit Pistons. Jeff Green is the story of the night for the Celtics. 4th quarter, here's Greg Monroe, and he would eventually get his own rebound, puts it back up. Pistons keeping this a tight game, down by 4. Later on, 5 minutes left. Jeff Green, all day, all night. There he is. 34 points for the Celtics. They beat the Pistons and secure a spot in the playoffs. That's your sports for today. Now back to Josh and Megan.
All right, thanks, Anthony. So Jagr is, at least in my opinion, one of the best there is with a puck. But let's be real, he is older. What role, realistically, do we think he's going to play in the Bruins?
He's getting up there, but, he still wants to win. Dallas actually offered him an extension, but he kind of said, you know what, we'll see what we can get, and now he's on the Bruins. He still has speed. He can still create chances to score. He was the leading scorer on Dallas with 14 goals. I think he's a great pickup for the Bruins. He won't be in the front line, but he'll be good.
And now, we've only seen the Red Sox play twice this season, but any early predictions for the remainder?
it's so hard to, you know, just come up with a number, but I'm going to put them around 3rd or 4th place right now. That's just kind of a safe bet because you don't know what this team is capable of yet. They could shock everyone or they could disappoint again. We're just going to have to watch this summer.
All right, surprises, surprises. That's what sports is all about. Thanks for that, Anthony. We're going to take a short break, but stay with us.
Now, when we return, we'll be taking you behind the scenes of this weekend's new film, A Place Beyond the Pines.
Welcome back. Good morning, Emerson. Here for you right now, we have Bri Baxter with an exclusive interview.
Yeah, she sat down with director Derek Cianfrance, whose newest film, A Place Beyond the Pines, is picking up a lot of hype.
Hollywood's biggest heartthrobs are teaming up for a new film. The Place Beyond the Pines stars Bradley Cooper and Ryan Gosling. It's almost too good to be true, and we're sitting down with the man who made it happen, Derek Cianfrance, to see how it all came together.
Your films certainly have a certain tone to them, so as a director, what sort of movies do you aim to create?
You know, my favorite movies are like friends of mine. And I'm trying to make films that could be that people can watch throughout their lives. You know, my favorite movies I can see as I live. You know, and they change, or really I'm changing as I watch these movies. You know, over the course of my life, and I love that. I love to have a film that I can continue to go back to. You know, keeps me company. So I'm trying to make films that are companions.
This film is an emotional roller coaster. So tell me, when you were writing this, is that what you were going through in this creative process?
I write from a place of personal insecurity and vulnerability. I wouldn't write if I was not a filmmaker. I write so I can make films. And the only way I've learned to write is just to go to my fears and to my hopes and to my dreams and put them on the page.
The Place Beyond the Pines deals with fatherhood in so many ways. So tell me how you sort of tapped into those different father-son relationships.
The father-son, well, I started writing this film in 2007, right before my wife gave birth to our second son, and I was thinking about becoming a father again, and I was thinking about all the responsibility that came with that, and I was thinking about personal legacy. I was thinking about all the things I was born with and all the things I was going to pass on to him, and I was thinking about him coming into the world being clean, being pure, being untainted, unstained, and here I am. I made all these choices in my life.
The Place Beyond the Pines comes out in Boston tomorrow, so you can catch it right here at the Lowe's Theater. Until then, back to Josh and Megan in the studio.
Thanks, Bri. You know, that was such an inspirational director. I really, really love what he said about how he makes his films into his companions. You know, I try to do that with GME, but it just goes to show he has a lot of heart.
Oh, I was going to say it's hard when I'm your co-host.
Oh, come on, Josh.
We're
No,
kidding. We love each other. But no, he is a really talented director.
Yeah.
And he also has a really kind of interesting director-actor relationship with Ryan Gosling. Kind of in the way, like, you know, every director has that one person. Tim Burton has his wife, and Johnny Depp. Like kind of like Woody Allen has Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
He really loves working with Ryan Gosling.
I know, and I think that's a really nice thing. You know, not only does he have friends in his films, but he has friends in the actors that are in his films. So there you go.
Yeah, really great relationship there. In terms of a great relationship we have, though, I'm hoping we get along with the weather.
I know. It's time for today's forecast with Maggie Morlath.
Thanks, Megan and Josh. Over the past few days, you've probably felt like winter has come back to Boston, but have no fear, because starting today, we've got some more spring weather heading our way. Today, temps will be back up in the 50s and the sun will be shining. And temps will continue to climb through the week. So this weekend should be a beautiful one. Let's head to the 5-day to see how you should plan for your weekend. Today will be sunny with a high of 55 and a low of 39. On Friday, the same high with a low of 36, but there will be clouds rolling in. On Saturday, the sun will be back with a high of 51 and a low of 38. Sunday, we're warming up to a high of 56 and a low of 45. And then on Monday, a beautiful 59 with a low of 39. So don't worry, because we've got some beautiful April weather coming our way. That's all I have for you with weather. Enjoy the weekend, and back to you guys in the studio.
All right, well, that sounds good to me. Thanks, Maggie. In other news, lots of big stories, big news coming out of Hollywood, both from the stars and the studios.
Here's Logan Levitt to bring it all together.
guys. Pixar fans are rejoicing this morning after one of the most popular animated films in history will be getting a sequel. But first, there's a lot of drama in the Kardashian family. They might be able to keep up with their reality shows and expensive lifestyle, but NBA star Lamar Odom and reality TV star Khloe Kardashian are not doing so great at keeping up with charity. Investigators at ESPN found that Lamar Odom's charity, Kathy's Kids, raised $2.2 million since it was founded in 2004, but has yet to give a single cent to a cancer charity. The charity was named after Odom's mother, who died from stomach cancer. The investigation also found that they used a lot of funds to cover traveling expenses for basketball trips. The charity is reportedly now over $200,000 in debt. When questioned about the incident, Lamar Odom simply responded, "It's my money." Kardashian became a member of the charity once she married the basketball star. Khloe Kardashian has yet to comment on the allegations. Michael Jackson's former doctor, Conrad Murray, is speaking out. Murray, who is currently serving his 4-year jail sentence for his involuntary manslaughter case, spoke to CNN's Anderson Cooper. He says that he was a scapegoat who had a lot of bad luck. He claims he was basically in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was convicted back in August 2011 after he reportedly gave Michael Jackson sedatives to help him sleep. A wrongful death lawsuit trial is set to begin next week against AEG Live. The Jackson family claims AEG Live made a huge mistake and essentially killed Jackson by hiring Conrad Murray. Michael Jackson died in 2009 from an overdose of propofol. It looks like Amanda Bynes may be catching a break. A plea deal is reportedly in the works in her suspended driver's license case. The queen of hit and runs caused controversy on Tuesday when she failed to show up to her own court case. However, her lawyer said that she couldn't fit it in her schedule. Yeah, it seems like running around Times Square with a sheet over her head and spending some time sending out profane tweets to Drake takes up a lot of time. The actress was seen running up and down to a UPS in New York City with a large envelope. E-Online reported that the large envelope could have the paperwork she was supposed to bring to court on Tuesday. A new court date has been set for May, and Bynes is required to attend or an arrest warrant will be issued. Finally, Finding Nemo fans are rejoicing after Ellen DeGeneres announced on her talk show that there would officially be a sequel to the hit Pixar movie.
I am proud to officially announce that Pixar is making a sequel to Finding Nemo.
The movie will be called Finding Dory, and it had been rumored that the creators of Finding Nemo were looking to make a sequel, but were searching for an interesting storyline. On her show, Ellen DeGeneres joked that she'd wanted and waited patiently for word that they'd be doing a sequel, watching movies such as Toy Story and Cars get sequels. The movie is expected to be released in 2015. Now let's send it over to two people who I'm sure will be rushing to the theaters to see the Finding Nemo sequel, Megan and Josh.
You make it sound like we're not. We're definitely going to go see the sequel. Absolutely. But look, we all know making a good sequel is hard, as is evidenced by all of the bad sequels we see every year. Are we thinking that Finding Dory is going to exceed expectations, maybe top Finding Nemo?
Well, as you said, Josh, it's very hard to beat the original, but they are bringing back the original cast, so I think Finding Dory could be as good or if not better than Finding Nemo.
Oh, makes me so excited, so excited. Now, do you believe that Lamar Odom is intentionally scamming the public for their money, or do you think he just went about operating this charity in completely the wrong way?
Well, it's hard to believe, but Lamar Odom may not know exactly where all the money from his charity is going. You know, he did start the charity, but there are people who actually run the actual charitable organization. All we know right now is that 1.2 million of that was confirmed that it did go to basketball-related things and not charitable organizations.
Okay, great. Thanks for that, Logan. We're going to take a quick pause, but stay tuned because when we come back, you're going to get to see me try ballet, well, bar work.
Yeah, Bianca Buono will be showing us this new trend in fitness called the bar method, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. The bar method is an up-and-coming fitness trend that combines ballet and Pilates. Celebrities like Natalie Portman and Kelly Ripa are huge fans, and now it's growing here in Boston. Earlier this year, Pure Barre opened not too far away. I got a private lesson and learned all about this exercise. I'm standing here in the studio at Pure Barre on Newbury Street. Pure Barre is a workout that utilizes a ballet bar to literally change your body. Watch as I find out how it works. What makes Pure Barre so much better? What are the physical benefits of taking classes?
It's great because we're tapping into muscle groups that are really hard to tap into, with a regular workout at the gym. And we're working the trouble spots that a lot of women and men have trouble with too. We do an arm section where we work into the triceps. We work our core, work our abs, work our seat, which is what we call your butt. And then we have a thigh and leg section. So we're really trying to target all those trouble spots. And you do it in about an hour, and it's to fantastic music. So it flies by, but it also burns on the way.
Can you tell us a little bit about how Pure Barre started?
Sure. So the first Pure Barre studio was opened by Carrie Resbeck-Dorr in 2001. It's grown, now it's nationwide, and pretty much anywhere you go, you can find a Pure Barre nearby. We're at the end of Newbury Street between Hereford and Mass Ave, and it's great because we're close to a lot of colleges, we're close to a T-stop, we get a lot of foot traffic, and it always helps to be above a Starbucks. So we recommend for all new clients to try out the new client special, which is a month of unlimited classes for $100. And it's really the best way to get a feel for Pure Barre and to kind of learn the technique and really see what results you can expect if you're taking class 3 to 4 times a week. And then after that, for any students who want to continue, we do offer a student discount, which is 25% off all regularly priced packages.
The moves might have looked small, but I promise they work. I'll have more to show you back in the studio. For Good Morning Emerson, I'm your health expert, Bianca Buono. And what I said there, the moves do look really small, but I was so sore the next day. And Pure Barre is so great because it really does focus in on those trouble areas that you really don't know how to kind of exercise.
Yeah. I was so excited to hear that a bunch of celebrities are doing this because who doesn't want to look like a celebrity, right?
Exactly. And Natalie Portman actually used the Barre method when she was preparing for the Black Swan.
No
and
way.
We all saw how amazing she looked.
Yeah, you seem to get a lot of results. So let's get into the warm-up and show us what you got for us.
Now, don't be fooled by the term warm-up because I was when I was there. So we're going to get down on the ground.
I know better. I know better now.
Alrighty, so we're going to get down on the ground and stretch those legs out nice and long and flex the toes here. Okay. So we're going to drop our hands back a little bit and we're going to engage our core right away. So you're going to bring your legs up all the way, and then we're going to drop them down slowly. And we're going to continue to go up and down. Yep, and we are just getting started.
I'm going to break the fourth wall for a minute. When you have like a microphone pack behind you,
yeah,
it's
that's
also
my problem as well. Alrighty, so we're going to do a couple just really slow. So we're going to go up for 4, 3, 2.
Oh my gosh, I am shaking. This is such a good workout.
2,
all right,
1.
well, that's maybe enough of a warm-up for that one. What else do we got?
So now we're going to turn on to our bellies, and we are going to go down into the traditional plank position, which a lot of people have probably done before. Yeah. So we're going to go down to the plank, and you're going to bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders and try to keep your body as flat as possible. Yeah. So instead of just keeping it traditional here, we are going to make it a little bit tougher. Let's do it. And we're going to pull up onto our arms and then back down onto our forearms.
Maybe you guys should do this and I'll watch. I think that would be the
Exactly. And if this is too challenging,
how many of these can we expect to do?
In a warm-up, typically you're going to do that for about a minute. Great. So it is pretty tough.
Yeah. Next.
So our next thing is we are going to bring our left leg right in front, and our right leg is going to tuck behind. If you are not as flexible, I know Josh, this might be tough.
My parents are watching. My girlfriend is watching.
This you can impress them. You can impress
because
them.
I'm going to have a nice core, and these all really work your core.
Exactly. And so we don't want to forget about the ballet aspect here. You're going to keep your back straight up, and you're going to engage your right seat, as they call it. So you're going to flex up.
It's code for butt cheek.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, and you know what? A lot of women have this problem where they're like, there's a new term that has been coined called the thud, and it's the area right between the thigh and the buttocks where it's hard to lose weight.
And that is the area that this is working here. So you're just basically flexing up, and after you do this for a minute or so, you're really going to start feeling it here. So after we do this one, we're going to go all the way up. And this is when we're going to actually go to our fake bar. This you can actually do in your dorm room, which I love to connect these workouts to our dorm. Yeah. So you're going to go over to the bar, put your heels together, toes up as high as you can, bend your knees just a little bit, and put your arm out for balance.
So it kind of feels like a ballet quality
to it. And you're going to bend down
gonna do that.
And up. And don't straighten your legs all the way. Just keep a slight bend. We're gonna go down.
Keep doing that. And really quickly, what's this one working?
This one is working. You could definitely feel it all through your legs.
Yeah.
And again, if you are keeping your back straight, you're always engaging your seat and your core.
Great.
Now this takes a lot of patience, I feel like, because
a lot of patience.
ballet, man, it's one of those things where it's hard, but
it's tough.
But it looks
it's worth
easy.
It.
It's worth it.
You get a good workout, and like you said, it's something that you can do from your dorm room or your apartment, which is great.
Yeah.
Bianca, thanks so much for this.
I know.
That's all the time we have for today, but thanks for starting off your day with us.
Yeah.
We're going to be back on Tuesday.
I know, with our musical guest, Animal Flag. But until then, take care and so long.